And now joining us, our new central correspondent, Igbalaniyi Omoniyi, is joining us from Ibadan, or your state, to give us an update on the latest with the Stampede incident from earlier this week. Ni, many thanks for doing this. We'd also appreciate you for joining on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Ni, let's just talk about basically what's the update so far in Ibadan. What's the mood like this Sunday afternoon?
Okay, so I'm right in front of Islamic High School, Basharu. This is the school where the event was set to happen. But let's start with the flyer here so that we know what exactly we're dealing with. Now, the flyer here just says Children Fun Fair, and I would like to bring our attention to this entry here, which says is free, and it is for ages 1 to 13, according to the information we got. This is the school. And I'm walking towards the gate right now, and from what I can see inside, the landmass is quite great. They were expecting about 5,000 people for the Fun Fair event. And with what I can see here, with the kind of land space and the structures in here, it can take quite more than that, or even double that space. Now, this is a citadel of learning, but over the days, in the past 2 days, it has become a place of, I wouldn't say tragedy for so many people, as 35 children have been confirmed dead and even 6 more injured, with so many that are not accounted for at the moment. According to the press release by the State Commissioner for Information, it says they've arrested the former wife of Omoniyi of Ife, Naomi Shilekwala, who's the owner of the foundation, the Women in Need for Guidance and Support, which is acronymed WINGS. They've arrested her. They've also arrested the principal of this school alongside many other people. Currently, the school is under lock and keys. As you can see, no single person is in there, according from our observation, and we can't even identify any security operatives here. However, I have an eyewitness here with me. Her name is Mrs. Omotola, and I would like. She sells just a little bit across the school here, and I'd like her to give her own eyewitness. Because of our own safety and the agreements we had is that she's going to be covering her face a little bit because of the tension and how sensitive this issue is for now. And I would just like to keep her name as Mrs. Omotola, but she sells around here, and I can confirm I've been to a shop around here, and she would like to just give her own account. Mommy, and she would like to speak in Yoruba. I will interpret as time goes on. What did you see? What happened? What do you know about this event?
Ní ìjọ́ Tuesday around 2 o'clock, a kàn rí wípé àwọn èèyàn ṣáà ń wá sí ibi ìbà. So wọ́n ṣáà pọ̀ tábàkàyà àwọn tó ń wá lásán, ká sọ pé bí a bí 200, 2,000 ṣá. Wọ́n ṣáà pọ̀ ní gbogbo bíi àwa gan tá a wà ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù, a ṣáà rò pé kí náà fẹ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. So ìgbà tó di bíi around 6:37. A rí mọ́tò jeep bóyá Oríyọmí àti Naomi jeep black àti mọ́tò Toyota product kan ṣá.
Ẹ jọ fún àwọn tó ń wò wá yẹn, ta ló ń jẹ́ Oríyọmí, ta lóríyọmí?
Man tó ní rédíò Àgídìgbò FM.
Okay.
So wọ́n ṣàwọnú bí wọ́n ṣe wọlé tán sí gate, àwọn èrò tí wọ́n dúró síta ta rí yẹn gbogbo wọn wọ inú bẹ̀. So kò pẹ́ mọ́tò tó wọlé yẹn jáde padà wọ́n lọ. Bẹ̀yìn ìgbà yẹn àwọn tó ń wọlé yẹn, èrò tó wọlé, àwọn another person tún dé náà, wọ́n ṣàǹbara wọn ṣàpọ̀ síbi bíi káwa tó wọlé kúrò ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù ní nǹkan bíi 9 lálẹ́.
This was the day before the event, Rabi?
Yes, Tuesday. Okay. So Wednesday gangan náà fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan yẹn fún wọn. So ìgbà tó wá di Wednesday àárọ̀, àwa gan ti wò pé àwọn ọmọ wa máa wá sí ibi bẹ̀ láti wá ṣe kí n torí a ní ọmọ 8 years a dẹ̀ ní 10. So ìgbà tó wá di 6 o'clock, táwa dé sí ṣọ́ọ̀bù pé káwọn ọmọ máa bá rí èrò ti pọ̀, gbogbo títí ti kún. So time yẹn Oríyọmí wa kọjá, Àgídìgbò bó ṣe wá kọjá, so àwọn èèyàn ṣáà pariwo, máa yẹn wá padà lọ. Kò pẹ́ là ń gbọ́ lórí station tó ń pariwo pé àwọn ò ṣe pátí mọ́, pé àwọn èèyàn táwọn need ó ti tó, wípé kí gbogbo èèyàn mọ àwọn tó ń bọ̀ kán máa padà sílé wọn. Ó ṣàwọn nurse bẹ́ẹ̀ bọ̀ ẹ̀yìn ìgbà èmi ṣàpá rédíò, bọ̀ èrò yẹn ti wá pọ̀, wọ́n ti bo ṣọ́ọ̀bù ọ̀dọ̀ wa gan, wọ́n ti wá síwájú ọ̀dọ̀ wa. So kò pẹ́ lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn láṣàrí tí wọ́n lọ sí gate pé Oríyọmí ti dé. Èmi ò mọ̀ bóyá inú gate náà gbà wọlé or anywhere. Wọ́n ṣe sí gate, àwọn àgbàlagbà èrò yẹn ti pọ̀ jù, wọ́n ṣàn tẹ àwọn ọmọ mọ́lẹ̀, wọ́n ń sùn léra wọn lórí ṣẹ̀mọ̀ ìgbà tí wọ́n ráyè gbé ẹsẹ̀ ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa ṣubú léra wọn lórí. So àwọn tó dó sí gbogbo ṣọ́ọ̀bù ọ̀dọ̀ wa gbogbo wa gan lé wọn ni pé ṣébì náà ní kẹ́ wá ní kí lè tẹ̀ pọ̀ tó báyìí bọ́ kán tó wọ́n ṣe ń dé àwọn èèyàn ṣáà fi mọ́tò wọ́n fi ń kó wọn wá.
èrò mọ́tò wo ló fi ń kó àwọn èèyàn?
wọ́n fi fẹ́ǹsì àgbé wọn wá, wọ́n lo Highlander oríṣiríṣi mọ́tò travel mọ́tò tó ń lọ sí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ mọ́tò Ọ̀yọ́ mọ́tò Ìkirè gbogbo wọn dẹ́ Àpáta Ọmí gbogbo wọn lọ́ṣà ń wọ́ wa. So aṣáájú pé kán máa lọ wọn máa lọ o. Ìgbà tó wá di pé wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọmọ kú tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá dé tí wọ́n ń gbé ambulance gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ wá náà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń reduce tó fi di ìrọ̀lẹ́ ìjọ ẹ̀ fà àwọn èèyàn sì dúró síbi bí.
ẹ ń sọ kankan nígbà yẹn pé àwọn míì wọ́n ń sọ ọmọ wọn wọlé ṣòótọ́ nìyẹn pé wọ́n sọ ọmọ
wọ́n gun fẹ́ǹsì àwọn kan gun fẹ́ǹsì àwọn tó ń gun fẹ́ǹsì yẹn ọkùnrin gun ó dúró sókè bóyá ọkọ wọn ni o wọ́n nà ọmọ sí wọn wọ́n sọ kalẹ̀ wọ́n fò fẹ́ǹsì wọlé dẹ̀ àwọn fẹ́ ṣe wípé tó máa ti dé lẹ́nu gate wípé àwọn máa fún wọn ní taálé láti máa fi wọnú ibi pàtí yẹn bọ́ wọn ò jẹ́ kàn ṣe èrò yẹn ti pọ̀ jù láìjọ́ tí mo ti délé ayé gan mi rí èrò tó máa ní wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe program gan ní church gan ọ̀ ní mosque gan èrò pọ̀ tó yẹn rí èrò yẹn ti pọ̀ jù gbogbo 3 lane títì wọ́n gba gbogbo ẹ̀ láti Báṣọ̀run ọjà títí tó fi débi Ànáṣí the same thing row kejì gan second line wọ́n tún gba gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́tò lè kọjá so gbogbo wàhálà yóò pọ̀ gan níjọ́ èmi gan tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó rẹ̀ mí níjọ́ ẹ̀ mo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wá òkè díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni.
I would like to quickly run an interpretation of Eshegoma of what she mentioned because I think I have another eyewitness who would like to speak maybe in English. What she mentioned that even a day before the event, which was a Tuesday, this place was already jam-packed with over 2,000 people already waiting here. In fact, they said some people slept here. I was trying to get her to say some of the things she said off air. She mentioned that even some came with as old as months-old baby and tried to jump the fence and sleep inside this place when the gates was not open to them. And on Wednesday, as at 5 a.m. in the morning, this place was already filled up. Meanwhile, before the time, the chairman of Agidigbo FM had come here to try to open the gates for those people he met on Tuesday to enter, so this place will be reduced. And on Wednesday, he went on his radio station to emphasize that people should go back to their homes because the numbers they have is already too much. And she also explained that people refused to go back home, and some people were even trying to find a way to send their kids above the fence to the other side. I have another eyewitness here with me. Who would like to speak. And let me just hear our own thoughts. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon, sir.
Please, let's start with your name.
Orúkọ mi ni Omidan Ìyábọ̀sọ́lá.
Okay, ní ṣókí ẹ kò sọ nǹkan tẹ́ rí ṣókí.
Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni wípé ìjọba ló nídìí àtúnṣe sórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó wá tàwárí wọn láti aago 3 òru láti okun ọ̀la ìṣẹ́ àti ebi ni. Ebi ń pa wọ́n gidi kò sẹ́ni tó lè níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àbí tẹ́bi ò pa tó lè máa wá ti sun ibi láti okun ọ̀la. Ọdẹ kó ọmọ dání ọlọ́mọ 4-5 kí ìrànlọ́wọ́ kó wà kí ráìsì di 6,005 bag kí gbogbo nǹkan wálẹ̀ ó máa rọrùn. Ẹ̀kejì bó ṣe máa ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára yẹn family plan kí ìjọba máa bá wa gbé kiri very very important. Ọmọ mi ò tí pọ̀ ọmọ 20 years ó kọ́ ọmọ 4-5 dání kí ló fẹ́ fi bọ́ kò sí kírú ẹ̀ má ṣẹlẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ ní kọ̀ọ̀kan ọmọ yẹn kú 99% wọn tọ́mọ wọn kú kì í ṣe pé wọ́n kí ẹ̀ tó yẹn kì í ṣe bí àwọn tó wá sún ṣe nǹkan kan wọn kí ẹ̀ tó yẹn o. Ẹnìkan ní láti máa sọ fún èmi wípé àti bíi 5 lòun ti gbọ́ news wípé káwọn má wá pé ṣùgbọ́n òun náà débẹ̀ ẹni tí ọkọ ẹ̀ bá balẹ̀ kò ní dìde kó máa bọ̀ ńbẹ̀ kò ní wá kò possible. Federal government ní kó wá nǹkan ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ kì í ṣe àwọn tó ṣe nǹkan kan kò níhùn wípé wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣe nǹkan kan but iṣẹ́ yẹn ti pọ̀ jù ọ̀fẹ́ dẹ̀ tún ni but tí federal government bá wà nǹkan tí oúnjẹ bá wálẹ̀ gidi ráìsì gangan láyé ń jẹ jù kí ráìsì yẹn dẹ̀ tí wọ́n ju 80,000 per bag nobody wọn ò lè avoid ẹ̀. Family plan yẹn kọ́ dẹ̀ máa gbé kiri bó ṣe ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára nílé sílé kọ́ máa fún wọn because àwọn illiterate believe pé gbogbo nǹkan owó ni 1,000 naira they cannot avoid it 500 naira láti fi ṣe anything tọ́jú ara wọn they cannot avoid it. So kí federal government kọ́ máa wá ṣe kí family plan kó ṣe ọmọ ti pọ̀ jù ẹlòmíì kọ ọmọ 5 tẹ́kùn ló bí fún rẹ̀ nú ara ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá wo èjì ọmọ ẹ̀ kò ì pé 25 years ẹ jọ kí ìjọba kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
Just to quickly explain what she mentioned the importance of tackling the economic woes in Nigeria because it has become a big issue, and she's relating the incident here to hunger and some other things that have happened over the years. And she also emphasized family planning. She said she noticed young ladies, not even up to 20 years, bringing 4 to 5 kids to come here just to receive free gifts or whatever it is they want to share here. And she also emphasized that government needs to do more as regards making the economy and Nigeria as a whole a better and a safe place for people to live. Currently, we heard that the chairman of Agidigbo FM has been hospitalized. We're trying to confirm that. There's also some hospitals along the stretch that we heard that some of those kids were rushed to. We can't ascertain if the ones that were rushed there survived, but for now, what people are saying is that the cluster, the amount of people, in fact, they mentioned that some of these kids were dropped by people who they could observe that are people who are well-to-do, who are okay, dropped in vehicles like an Highlander, like a Venza, who they don't think they are suffering. But because of the fact that they say it is free, as I raised concern earlier on the banner, event is free, that was the kick-in. And, you know, as we said, this is not the only stampede we've had in 4 days, with records showing that we've had over 57 deaths so far in 4 days due to stampede across Nigeria. So it's a major concern that people are saying the federal government should look into. But for the Islamic high school currently is under lock and key. Right. No one is coming here. Where we can say, we can't tell now if academic activities are going to resume. But by January, of course, when resumption comes, we can be able to tell if academic activities will continue here or if any other thing will be done concerning what has been happening, what had happened. But for now, we know that some people have been arrested and investigation is ongoing. And the president has also waded in.
Right. Well, I mean, I must say thank you so much, Nii, for just for that insightful discussion, bringing out those eyewitnesses to also giving their own recount of what happened on that day. And it just seems to tally with all the other guests that we had earlier on Breakfast Extra, who also shared the same and said that people were there as early as 5 a.m. and even the day before, waiting for the palliatives and the free money and free cash. Now we switch gears now to Abuja, where we have our correspondent Joshua Imarayi on standby. Joshua, well done, and what's the latest with you?
Good afternoon, good morning to you. Good afternoon, rather, Judith. Based on what we hear so far, out of the 8 victims that were hospitalized as a result of the varying degrees of injury, 6 have been released so far, and they've been certified okay. But the 2 who are waiting behind, the FCT administration says that they are stepping in to take care of all the medical dues and the entire thing that was used to take care of them in the hospital. And they are stepping in. And for those who suffered varying degrees of injury, the FCT administration also say that several outreach programs have been done to them as we speak. So what we understand so far is that those who go to the hospital, they are getting better, and others who lost their lives or people who lost their family members as a result of the entire situation are still down and are still kind of into the entire situation that happened yesterday that led to 10 people dying at the Catholic Church there in Maitama.
Well, I mean, Joshua, were you able to speak to the people who organized the charity, and by those I mean the Holy Trinity Church, Catholic Church in Maitama, and what did they have to say? What was their reaction so far? And did you also speak with any eyewitness who was there during the event and saw how it unfolded?
Yeah, so after we got the hint of the event yesterday, we visited the place where it all happened, and we tried to speak to some of the policemen who were on ground, who we saw, and they directed us to some of the officials of the parish. We were trying to get cutaways and assess the entire situation, but we met a very, very strong resistance from one of the parish officials who immediately ordered us to leave or get our equipment broken. We understand that this situation have made tempers high, made some people emotional. We understand that, but still, it was a gross attempt to disenfranchise us from knowing what happened, and they ushered us out of the premises. But I was speaking to someone who was there, who saw a vulcanizer, who saw the entire thing transpire yesterday. He said as early as 4 a.m. Nigerians were outside the gate, besieging the premises of here are the palliative distribution was supposed to happen. At a split second where a vehicle gained access into their premises, they all rushed in, causing the stampede. He himself confessed that yes, he actually rescued some people, and for a fact that a pregnant woman who was heavily laden actually lost her life in the entire situation yesterday, and is just one of many. And based on what we heard from him also, he also said that 4 children out of the 10 people died were among those who died. 4 children were among those 10 people who died, and the rest are being rushed to the hospital. So that's what we heard, and that is what got us so far from here it all happened.
Well, Joshua, I must say thank you as well for just, again, doing the groundwork and giving us as much insight as you can. We definitely will come back to you during the course of today's programming. But once again, thank you. Joshua Imarayi there, our correspondent in Abuja, just giving us an update on the stampede that happened at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, Abuja. We also did speak to Igbalaniyi, Omoniyi, our correspondent, live in front of the Islamic High School in Ibadan, Oyo State, where the stampede occurred, where 35 children died and 6 others injured and in hospital.